hard to believe that the same company that makes the little Moto Chimp electric folding scooter is the same company that has created this, the Dendrobium as it's called, which is an electric hypercar by a company called Vanda Electrics. And the CEO of Vanda Electrics is here with me now. Hi there, Larissa.
Hi, how do you do?
Really good to meet you. Thanks for inviting us along.
No problem.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this is seriously radical.
So Dendrobium is a genus of orchids, and the Vanda is actually Singapore's national flower. So when the car doors open, they open exactly like a bloomed orchid.
Oh, wow.
It was always going to be an electric car. The design hasn't changed much from the original sketch. The teardrop shape is still there, as you can see.
I love the teardrop shape.
Before we embarked on this car, we looked at a few partners to actually work with in terms of the engineering support. And we decided to choose Williams because they're the best at what they do. We have plans to go into production, but we're going to make that decision only after Geneva.
I love the fact that you've got this and then you've got the Moto Chimp, which is just, it looks like two completely different ways of thinking, two totally different companies. Sorry, Larissa, I am going to get it.
Go ahead.
I can't resist it. I just think it's such a fantastic piece of design. But look at it next to that. This is all swoopy and aero and futuristic, and this is almost like you said, 1960s coffee machine. Could we see the doors do their thing?
Yeah.
Is that possible? Wow. Wow, so it all opens. So Ian, your job, you head up the Williams side of this deal, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Up until now, what sort of projects have you worked on that could relate to this?
Well, I guess Williams Advanced Engineering started, its first project was with Jaguar, the CX-75, sort of a hybrid hypercar. Some of the tech in that came from Williams doing KERS, so that was our start of electrification.
Yeah.
And I guess then we've done the batteries for Formula E for the first 4 seasons, for the whole series, and that sort of moved us into this sort of space, so this whole electric vehicle space. Yeah. This car itself uses very similar batteries to Formula E, precisely what we're using in the production car. As batteries evolve so quickly, we're still working on with Vanda. And
is it a 4-motor setup, this car?
So the production car will be a sort of 4-wheel drive car. We're still looking at the precise motor configuration, so at the minute we're thinking about 1 or 2 motors on the front driving through a single-speed gearbox, and then a 2-speed gearbox on the rear. Yeah. Probably with 2 or 3 motors in series on the rear axle. So it is quite a compelling sort of story, and I think it's quite a compelling car to look at and to experience.
Well, yeah, it's got like a Le Mans face, a wasp's backside. A bit of F1 chucked in for good measure, a bit of Lamborghini DNA here and there, which is no bad thing at all. No. You guys created and designed the carbon fibre tub, because this is based around a carbon fibre tub, isn't it?
So there's a carbon fibre, so I guess you'd call it a tub or a carbon fibre sort of monocoque from a racing parlance, and then sort of front and rear sort of aluminium frames to hold the propulsion system and the suspension.
And is the suspension, is it double wishbone? I mean, you can see most of the suspension through it.
It is. It's a classic racing style suspension.
Am I right in thinking it's sort of 200 or more top speed?
Yeah.
0 to 60 sub 2.5 seconds or something?
Somewhere probably just over 2.5 seconds, 200 mile an hour top speed, and I guess the bit we're still working with Vanda is where to pitch it in terms of range.
So do they want less weight, faster?
Correct. Yeah.
Or more weight, more range?
Correct. So I guess the target market for this isn't someone who's going to use it every day. It's a beautiful thing to be cherished, you know?
Well, it's a supercar, I guess. So you're looking at what is a typical range of other supercars. What's the typical mileage that people use it for?
I mean, one of the things that we do at Williams is look at how we can make cars lighter. So you could easily see a luxury and something where weight becomes the ultimate, you know, so you do everything you can to strip out weight.
As I know it's a concept, and I know it's not using its final drivetrain.
Correct.
But where are its batteries living at the moment? Are they in the spine down here?
No, the batteries are sat right behind our shoulders right now.
So where an engine would be on a mid-engine.
Yeah, correct. So it's, instead of mid-engine, replace that by mid-batteried.
Yeah. What's your favourite aspect of the car, personally? Give me
Yeah,
your
I
favourite
will have
aesthetic, your favourite engineering aspect.
For me, I love the way the rear spoiler sort of, when you look at it from the side, sort of floats, which is a sort of a key styling cue for Vanda. But I think from an engineering challenge, I think the roof and the doors, there's quite a lot of engineering gone into that over the last few months. So.
I mean, it is breathtaking the way that the doors are what I would call them suicide butterfly doors.
Indeed.
Because scissors go completely vertically, don't they? And then a clamshell roof, I don't know. Well, yeah, and asymmetric coloured seats, which I really, really like.
I think it's out to make a statement, but I think it's also, I'm convinced that it's got some engineering sort of behind what it shows, you know, and I think that's what we try to do here at Williams Advanced Engineering is bring that engineering to a concept. So it's not just a model of a car, you know, it is something that we have confidence in.
And this is fabric. Is that seatbelt nylon type?
It is that sort of thing. It's a so-called ballistic nylon, yes.
But it sounds so much better than seatbelt nylon. This is your concept car favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cameras instead of mirrors.
Yeah. As the drive to improve cars' aerodynamics gets greater and greater for efficiency reasons, then I think there's no reason to not have cameras. I think that from a vision perspective, it's as good as having mirrors. If we were to start the car up, put it into reverse, there's a rear camera embedded within the 7 lights at the back.
Oh, the Hornet's tail.
Yeah, correct.
How long does it take to create a one-of-one car like this?
So this is just over 12 months. So we first started working with Vanda in January 2016. So the first car's ready in just over 12 months.
Wow, okay. Thank you for inviting me along today. It feels pretty special to be one of the first people to see it and sit in it. And have you ridden the Moto Chimp yet?
I was the first person in the UK to ride a Moto Chimp.
No way.
Indeed I was.
I feel jealous now. What a great pit bike, right?
Yeah, it'd be great in a pit.
See, you've got some clout at Williams.
Yeah,
why don't you say this should be across the board Formula E pit bike?